Guys, welcome to another session with Learn with Sid. This is Sid with you today, and we're going to be looking at maths today. So we are on session 19. If you want to go back and have a look at some of our other videos, we've been doing science, art, and maths. So we're going to be looking at area and perimeter today. So what you need for today's session is a piece of paper. You also need a pencil. So I've got myself a pencil over here. You're going to need a ruler. Let me find my ruler. I've got myself a ruler, and you're always going to need some felt tip pens for my YouTube sessions. We've got loads of felt tips over here. Okay, so I'm going to share with you my screen, and we're going to get started on area and perimeter. So let's see who is watching. If you guys are watching live on YouTube, give me a shout out, and I'll mention your names and your ages and where you're watching from, and I will give everyone a shout out. So let's have a look at what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to share with you my screen. So let me just get that started. Have I got everything set up? Yes. Let's have my share screen function on. Okay. So here I've got my paper and I've got my ruler ready and I've got my pencil. We've got Hannah and Amana here. We've got, is it Gautam's watching? Yeah, Gautam's watching again. Brilliant. Let me know if you're watching live. So what we're going to be doing is we're learning about area and perimeter, and we're going to do it in the context of a house. So imagine that there's a house. So in your corner of your page, you're going to draw a house. Okay, so there's a house here, and it's got rooms in this house, and we're going to do a bird's eye view of the rooms in a little while. So there's a house over here. I've got a chimney. I've got little windows. And I'm going to have also in this house a garden. So the garden's going to be all the way along here. And it's going to have lots of little fence. Now my fence is going to look weird because my garden's like sideways. So I'm going to have a little fence over here. And it's going to have, I think it'll be nice if there's a footpath over here. So it's going to have a footpath coming out. And it's going to have a fence on the front. And a fence on the front on this side as well. Weird angle, but it looks like a house, right? So we're going to have a look at the inside of this house and what it actually looks like. So I want to do a bird's eye view. You know how when you go looking for a property, sometimes they show you the sizes of the rooms from the top. So we're going to have a look at the inside. So you go into the house. This is your front garden. I'm going to draw the front garden, bird's eye view. This is going to be my front garden. Now you might want to use a ruler for this because I want to get straight lines. So I'm going to draw my front garden. Okay, so that's my front garden. And we're going to have a footpath about here in my front garden. Okay, so that's where the footpath is. Eleanor's watching, Toby and George, brilliant. Thank you for watching, guys. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to draw a door. So the door opens, so it's like a bird's eye view property, and we're going to have the inside of the house. So in here, I'm going to have a living room. So this is going to open up into the living room. So I'm only going to do the bottom floor. You guys can do the top floor if you want later on. Okay, so I'm going to have, this door is going to open up into the living room, which is going to be over here. And then there's going to be a kitchen in the background over here. So we're going to have a door over here. That's the living room. So I'm going to write living room. And I'm going to have kitchen over here. And then that might have double doors which open at the back into the garden at the back. Okay, so, oh, we need to add some windows. So there's some windows over here. There's a window over here. There's going to be a window on the side for the kitchen. Okay, so that's roughly my house and my garden. Now, at the moment, it looks a bit boring, so I'm going to add some color. So I'm going to add some color for my house. I'm going to color this in green, so that's the grass. And I'm also going to do the same on the bird's eye view. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be figuring out how much paint, how much grass, how many fence panels we're going to be needing to decorate this house. So imagine we're buying this house and we want to have it all ready before we move in. Now, I don't want to order too much paint because then what am I going to do with all the extra paint that's left behind? I don't want to be ordering too much grass because remember you can get grass rolls because what are we going to do with all the extra grass? I don't want to be ordering too many gate panels because again, what am I going to do with all of the extra gate panels? So what we're going to do first of all is look at the grass. We want to find out how much grass we need to cover this garden. So I've just coloured in the grass. So Toby and George's daddy is joining in too. Brilliant. You could come up with your dream house. Make it all nice and exciting. I've just come up with a very basic design here. Right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to grab myself a colour. Now I'm going to give some dimensions to this garden. So I'm going to say from here to here, this garden is 10 meters. Okay, 10 meters in length. Now from here to here, this garden is going to be 5 meters. And again, 5 meters on this side because the footpath's nice and central. So I'm going to have 5 meters on this side. And again, on this side, this is going to be 10 again. Now, we're going to find out how much grass it is we need to cover these two patches of the garden. Now, this is where we talk about area. What is area? So the area is the length times the width together. And that's going to give us the area of grass we need to cover this side of the garden. We've also got Musa, age 7 from Romford is watching. And you submitted your optical illusion stuff yesterday, didn't you? So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the garden. And we're going to look at how much grass we need. Okay, so our garden, how much grass do we need? Let's have a look at the numbers. We've got 10 times 5. So to work out the area of this section, I'm going to do 10 times 5. What's 10 times 5, guys? 10 times 5 is 50. Now with area, we have to write meters squared because this was in meters, that was in meters, and we're multiplying the 2 meters together. Okay, so I need 50 meters squared of grass to cover this area. Let's have a look at the other side. I've got 10 times 5 equals, again, that's going to give me 50. So the total area that needs covering up in grass, so my grass is going to be 50 plus 50 is going to be 100 meters squared. Okay, so you can go to the garden shop and say, I need enough grass to cover 100 meters squared of my garden. Okay, and then either they're going to give you rolls or they might give you seeds to cover that amount of area. They might actually give you extra seeds because the birds will come and eat the seeds. So you need extra seeds to fill in the patches. But if you know roughly how much grass you need, then they'll be able to advise you how much extra seeds you might need. Right, so we've covered our grass. Let's have a look at now the fence that's going to go all the way around. Now the fence doesn't go here because that's our gate. The fence doesn't go here because we've got walls over here. So to work out how much fence we're going to need, so I'm going to draw the fence first of all. How much fence are we going to need? This time we need to look at something called the perimeter. So this over here was area. We worked out the area. Now we're going to be looking at the perimeter. So I'm going to grab a different color. Let's do this in gray. Okay. So now I'm going to look at the fence. The fence panels. How many fence panels do I need? How many meters long? So this is the perimeter. So let's start off on this side. I'm going to do 10 meters plus 5 meters plus, now this gap I don't need because I'm not going to have anything there, otherwise you won't be able to get into the house. Then I need another 5 meters over here, so I'm going to put 5. Then I'm going to need 10 meters over here. So perimeter is all the way around. Now obviously we're not going to cover that bit and we're not going to cover this bit because you don't need anything on there. That's where your wall is. So let's see how how many meters of fence panels we need. We've got 10 plus 5 is 15, plus 5 is 20, plus 10 is 30. So I need 30 meters of fence panels, okay? This is what we've calculated here is your perimeter. Now, lots of people think maths is not used in everyday life. But if you are trying to figure out what you're going to need in terms of fence panels and garden seed, then you need to be able to work out the area and the perimeter of your garden. Right, let's go inside the house now. So we go inside the house. Now we need to cover the living room in a carpet. Okay, I want a nice red colored carpet. So I'm going to get a red color over here now. I'm going to color this in nice and red. So I need some red carpet. Now, I don't know how much carpet I'm going to need. When you go to the carpet shop, you can't say, I just need enough carpet to fill my living room. You need to be able to give the person some dimensions. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is to get open our tape measure, and we're going to measure the living room. Okay, now I'm going to be a bit more exact. I'm going to use my ruler to measure the living room. So I'm going to put the end on 0, and I'm going to look at what I've got here. So this is saying 5.3 for me. Okay, so this is 5.3 meters across. Doesn't make any sense because we've got 5 and 5 over here. But just imagine it was 5.3 meters across. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to write 5.3 meters. Now my ruler is in centimeters, but because I'm working at a house level, I'm going to call it meters. Okay. This wouldn't really work because if that's 5 and that's 5, you've got 10 over here. That's a bit more. So this should be over 10 really. But I want you guys to use your rulers. Right, so here we're going to have 0. And I'm lining it up, and this is coming to 3.4. So I'm going to write here 3.4 meters. So my living room is 5 by 3. So I'm going to write living room. Can't see that. Living room is 5.3 meters by 3.4 meters. Now, if you've looked at some house plans, this is how they write it. They put the time sign in because that gives you the area of that space. Okay, that gives you the floor space and the ceiling space. But in particular, the floor space is what we're interested in because then you can figure out how much carpet you're going to need. Okay, now this is a bit more difficult to do. So I'm going to do it in my calculator. So I'm going to grab, I've got a lovely app. I'm going to show you my calculator app. I've got a lovely app on my calculator. So I'm going to put in, let me put the light up so you guys can see. I'm going to put in here 5.3 times by 3.4. That's going to give us 18.02 meters squared. Okay, so let's put that in here. 18.02 meters squared. That is the floor space for my carpet. So when I go and grab some carpet, do you think I'm going to get 18 meters squared, or do you think I'm going to get 19 meters squared? Well, I don't want to get anything less because then I'm going to have a little gap. So it's better to round that up and get 19 meters squared of carpet. So this is going to be my red carpet. So where's my red felt tip pen? I'm going to write here. Therefore, so these 3 dots in maths means therefore. Mathematicians are lazy. They don't like writing the whole word out. So therefore, we need, I'm going to round it up to the nearest meter. So 19 meters squared of red carpet. Okay. Now, what you could do if you wanted to is work out how much paint you're going to need to paint each of the walls of your living room. But then it gets a lot more complex because you've got windows and you've got doors as well. So you take little measurements. So I'm going to leave that. If you want to do that and add that to your paper, that'd be great. We're going to look at the floor space of the kitchen now because I want to work out how many tiles I'm going to need. Okay. Now we can make this even more complex by looking at, because this is 19 meters squared, the carpet might come in certain rolls, so we might have to play around with the numbers a bit. But I'm just going to write down areas for now. So this is another area that we've worked out. So let's write that first. So this is an area. Now we're going to do the same for the kitchen. So the kitchen, I want blue tiles in the kitchen. So let me get a blue color. Can I find a blue color? Let's see. Oh, what about purple? I'm going to do purple. Forget about blue. I'm going to have purple tiles in the kitchen. So now my tiles are going to be like little diamonds on the kitchen floor. And they're going to go this way. So I'm going to have some tiles on the kitchen floor. You can add whatever colors you guys want to use. And you can even do a back garden if you want to. You can color in your house as well and make it look really nice and cool. So I've got my tiles in my kitchen. And my tiles are like that. Okay, so let's have a look at our kitchen. So I'm going to write here kitchen. And we're going to work out the area that we're going to need to fill in the kitchen tiles, the kitchen floor. Okay, so what I'm going to need here now is to work out the area of my kitchen. So again, let's use our ruler. And if we measure that, this is going to be the exact same because that size is the same. Can you see that? So we're going to have 5.3. So I'm going to put here 5.3 meters. And then I'm going to measure my kitchen. So let's measure my kitchen. So this is tiny compared to the living room. This is only 2.7. So I'm going to put here 2.7. Okay. Now you also, remember it's the kitchen, you're also going to have lots of cabinets here. So any tiles that you have, you're going to have loads of spare left over. But we're just going to count the floor space because they probably want to get the tiles in before they get the cabinets and stuff in. So let's do the kitchen tiles now. We've got 5.3 meters by 2.7. Lots of multiplication in this. You can make these numbers easy and round them up to 5 and 3 if you want. It's 5 times 3 is 15. It's a lot easier. Now I'm going to turn on my camera again. Not my camera, my calculator. And I'm going to work out. Okay, so I'm going to work out 5.3 times by 2.7. So this is giving me 14.31. Don't forget the meter squared. Okay, so I've worked out how much space the kitchen occupies, floor space. It's 14.31 meters squared. Now again, we've got 0.31 meters squared. So if we round this up to the nearest meter, okay, so this is going to be 15 meters squared of tiles to cover the floor. So if you thought maths is just for school, actually, if you want to do some gardening, or if you want to be decorating your house, maths comes in handy to work out areas and perimeters of the room sizes. So you're using maths every day, but you don't realize it. So here we've got area. Now, one thing to note, I'm going to just highlight one thing here. When you have areas, you have meters squared. You always have squared at the end. Centimeter squared, meter squared, whatever unit you're using. Okay, so these are areas. Now, if you have perimeter, you just have a normal unit at the end because you're not multiplying anything together. You're just adding up. Okay, so I'm going to color in my house now. Let's add some color. You might want to add some curtains. I'm going to make some light coming out of the windows because they've got the lights on. I'm going to add some smoke coming out of the chimneys over here. Should I put some curtains in as well? I'm going to put some purple curtains in downstairs and upstairs. I'm going to add some bricks. If I use this. If you've got pencil crayons, I think your bricks are going to look a lot nicer. Mine just looks like it's got spots. And then I'm going to colour in the door. I'm going to do a red door to match the living room. And that's my house. Don't forget to add your name. So Sid, add hashtag Maths with Sid. Submit your drawings in by 6 o'clock tonight, and they will be added to our submissions, our kids submissions video, okay? But let's have a go at becoming estate agents, measuring up rooms, figuring out how much floor space there is, or even when you're buying a new house, you would be measuring up to figure out what you need to get from the garden center and from the carpet shop. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Tomorrow, it's going to be back to science. So I think it's science, or is it art tomorrow? No, what did we do yesterday? Yesterday was optical illusion, so it was art. So we're going to be back to science tomorrow and looking at a science topic. So 3:30 every single day. Tune in. And we are going to be looking at some of these topics in a lot more detail in our camps. So our science and our maths camp start on Monday. We're going to be looking at calculations for maths, and we're going to be looking at a human body for science. So I'll see you, some of you are joining on there, so I'll see you guys then, and have fun doing some area and perimeter work. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.